from an NFL stadium that hosted NFL football on and off from 1966 until 2019. We are glad to be back under the lights at the Coliseum in Oakland. Tonight we are all set to witness what should be a good one. It's a battle of eras, if you will, to superstars set to face the best of the best, the Madden Legends. The teams making their way out of their respective tunnels, and we get a look at Coach Madden. He'll be on both sidelines here in this one, as he'll be coaching some of his favorite players of all time. Should be a special one. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, and there he is, the great Pats, all set to do the honors. This should be a fun one. Underway here, and able to get this out to the 25. So out come the NFL Superstars, and it is Josh Allen who leads them out at quarterback, the MVP of the National Football League in 2024. You know, Coach Madden always admired those field generals who could really do it all, and there might not be a more unstoppable quarterback in the league today, the number 17 of the Bills. Allen going to go to the air right away. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
We'll have to see what kind of looks this defense is going to throw at him as this game moves along, but they're in a zone to start. I do think we'll see plenty of man coverage as we move along, but the first throw of this one, incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Allen. Well, back foot throw there is incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. To throw, it's Allen. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the receiver from the ball.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Good coverage there, an even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And they will take over 1st and 10. The legend set to go to work. It is Peyton Manning who leads him out at quarterback. Peyton spent 14 years as a Colt, 4 more as a Bronco, and the numbers, they speak for themselves. 14 times a Pro Bowler, better than 71,000 passing yards, 539 touchdown passes, and of course, twice a Super Bowl champion. Now Manning. Throw right side, going to be complete to Moss. And he works free. And they finally bring him down, but he reaches the 16. A big play there on the catch and run. 54 yards.
Complete to number 84, Randy Moss. 1st and 10.
It's early, but announcer cliche alert here. Big plays. Should I say in big games too? What the heck. And this defense, they're going to have to find some way to slow him down as this game goes on, because when this combination is going good, they can tear your secondary apart.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Manning. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Legends touchdown. Jerry Rice, a 16-yard touchdown. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3-and-out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3-and-out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Here now, Pat Summerall for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0.
Makes the score.
The drive there only spanning 3 plays. After the touchdown, here's Summerall to send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The next possession ready to get going. An exciting game for those here in attendance to see all these great players on the field. But it's also a chance to celebrate our namesake, the coach, John Madden. As some of our younger fans may not know his full story, before the video game that now bears his name, he was the head coach of the Oakland Raiders. Had some big moments on this field, and he, of course, was on the sidelines down in Pasadena, Super Bowl 11, when the Silver and Black won their first Super Bowl title, a 32-14 victory over the Minnesota Vikings. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They went 3-and-out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10.
Result is a first down.
First play of the drive, excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Allen to throw it. Throw left side, complete to Chase. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like the observation that you had there, because when you give him different looks and give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit longer to process sometimes, and you don't throw the ball with the same confidence. You're not sure that that's where you should go with the play.
Reggie White, what a force. Got back there for the sack.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Legends heck out, and with him the great Jerry Rice, who of course had his biggest years across the bay from here in San Francisco in the 80s and 90s. Rice was always one of the hardest workers out there, a real tactician at the wide receiver position. 2 qualities that Coach Madden always admired. Here's what Coach Madden had to say about all the things number 80 could do to beat you.
With Jerry Rice, you have to move him around. You can play him at flanker, you can play him at X, you can play him in the slot, you can even sneak him in the backfield once in a while.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. First carry for the 5-time Pro Bowler, LaDainian Tomlinson. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 20.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
To throw, it's Manning. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Gonzalez. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I know where we're headed on this. Terrific catch, gets his feet down, sets up a 4th down and short situation. But I bet we're wondering, why didn't he get to the 1st down marker running his route? Am I correct?
You got to know where the marker is, right?
Got to figure it out. I know every receiver's taught that. Sometimes circumstances change it. At least they have an opportunity to make a decision with not much yardage to go.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Looking to put a drive together. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now a first carry for their fullback. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
I love the modern game, but that was a throwback right there to see the big man with football, running, knocking people aside, and picking up yardage. That takes me back to the 60s, the 70s, when fullbacks ruled the earth.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Allen from the gun on 3rd down. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the 1st down.
Allen. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Allen. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this. Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. The Legends going back on offense. Hall of Famer LaDainian Tomlinson in there at running back. And you think back to those Raider teams of the 70s. Coach Madden always loved to run the football, and he had some great running backs to rely on. But no one quite like LT, who he held in high regard. And here's what he had to say about the all-around abilities of the Charger great.
LaDainian Tomlinson is one of the best backs in the league. He has it all. I've watched him and I thought, I don't know if there's a guy that's better at running and catching and blocking and doing all the things you have to do to be a running back.
And he'll be taken down at the 18. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground. Tomlinson. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. Manning going to throw. They set up the screen, and it caught it up. It's going the other way. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. He was trying to do anything he could to get that final little bit for the first down. Instead, he lost the ball.
Yeah, and he was short of the first down, but not by much. Trying his best, as you noted, to get there. Sometimes that extra effort can cost you.
The NFL Superstars getting set for their next possession. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. This will be their first trip to the red zone. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Here's Allen following the fumble recovery. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone, this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. They'll run for it with Barkley. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10.
That was 4th and what we would call long in that situation, wasn't it? That wasn't 4th and inches, was it?
No, I mean, you get in those situations 4th and 3, 4th and 4. That's a lot to, what would you say, a lot of pizza left in that box.
It certainly is. Not everyone dove in on that one. In today's NFL, this is a passing down. All right, this is not a running down. That takes a lot of gut.
And he is into the end zone for a Superstars touchdown. Josh Allen, a 9-yard touchdown run. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was Josh Allen using his legs to polish things off. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Legends making their way back out on offense with Terrell Owens at wide receiver. Owens, former third-round pick of the 49ers in 1996, and really came out of nowhere. Played at Chattanooga, but he developed into one of the great receivers in NFL history. And Coach Madden always appreciated the different ways in which T.O. could be a factor in a ball game.
Terrell Owens is such a big, strong, powerful guy. You don't always have to get the ball to him deep. You can hand it to him on a reverse, throw it to him on the slant, and he can just run right through the defense.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
2nd and 10. Manning now to throw. And he checks this one down to LT out of the backfield. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Here's Manning to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. Returnable here for St. Brown. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And that will come the offense as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
Connects with Kittle underneath. Able to power through. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you'll get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there. And he did a lot of that on that play.
He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. On the quick handoff, it's Juszczyk. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Normally when you see a short gain in the middle of a 3-4 defense, go ahead and pat the nose tackle on the back because he's holding things up and taking on extra blockers, which allows one of the inside linebackers to roam free and make the tackle.
Allen going to run with it. get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
First down.
We are through one. So happy to have you along. It's football, it's Oakland, and it's only on EA Sports. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The offense already on the field here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Allen now looks to throw. Open man right side is St. Brown. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Throwing now is Allen. Justin Jefferson bringing in the slant. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Allen to throw once more, and that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
He'll try to pick it up himself. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the 1st down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. And he's not going to get the 1st. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a 2nd time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
And the drive will start with a carry by LaDainian Tomlinson. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a game.
This 2nd and 4. They go again to Tomlinson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. He's already put it on the ground once in this first half. There, no gain, just struggling to get going.
Yeah, and what he needs right now, a dose of confidence, which means his guys have to chop a hole, a big one for him, give him a chance to run a little bit, and gain some of that confidence back. He didn't get it on that carry.
Well, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The NFL Superstars going to head back onto the field. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Up the middle with Barkley. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. It's a 1st down, Superstars on a gain of 12. 3-4 defense, and that O-line really dominated the D-line on that play.
And think of it this way. With a 3-4, you have a natural bubble over each guard because those guys don't have defenders over them. Oftentimes, if you want to run up the middle, they can get upfield and get on the linebackers right now, and that gives the running back a heck of a chance to get into the secondary.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 6. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
They'll turn things over to Brandon Aubrey now for the field goal. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And this one is right through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So the Legends set to take over on offense once more. And you look at this roster on both sides of the ball. So many Hall of Famers, so many players who truly define excellence in the National Football League. And you just think, how excited would John Madden have been to actually be able to coach this team? I'm reminded of his Hall of Fame speech, 2006, where he talked about how he thought the bronze busts in Canton, once the last guest had left for the day, would talk to each other at night. And somehow I have the feeling he was spot on in that intuition. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gonzalez. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Here now, 2nd and 4. A give up the middle to Tomlinson. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up. Manning. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
They run the quick dive with All-Stop, and he'll get it down here to the 43. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They go again with All-Stop. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
And that's a nice gain by him on first down, picking up some key yardage.
At the 35-yard line.
Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. On the give, this is their fullback. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
24-yard line.
He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They'll try and run here with George. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Now they'll throw it with Manning. It's going to be caught by Moss. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
To throw is Manning. Swinging this ball out here to Tomlinson. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Legends. LaDainian Tomlinson. A 5-yard touchdown as his guys are able to regain the lead. CD, you know he's got great options at wide receiver, tight end, but there he looks to the backfield, and it results in a touchdown.
I love how you laid that out. So many options. You maybe forget about some of the ones that you should be covering, and they made them pay with that one, didn't they? You forget about the guys in the backfield, they're eligible too.
Summerall now for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
Visitors 10.
After the touchdown, here's Summerall to send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with second and a couple.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
First man through. It's the fullback. And a loose football. And I believe the Legends got it. They did. So the fumble recovery, and now Manning. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Manning. Got a man. It's Randy Moss. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
That's good.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Manning. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Manning to throw once more. That one caught by Rice. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now Manning. A quick throw there is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Well, here we go. Coach Madden going to turn to his longtime partner in the booth, Pat Summerall, on for the field goal. And his kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
So after the made field goal, Pat Summerall back out to send it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. This offense back to work now late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. To the air, Allen. And connects quickly to Jamar Chase. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Connects with Kittle underneath. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. That's down the field for Jefferson. And this is dropped. Oh, my goodness. There was no one around him, but he took his eye off it, and it falls incomplete.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
Again, they'll throw with Allen. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a gain of 11 and a first down for the Superstars.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Now Allen. Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Now Allen again. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here.
The field goal is good. Makes the score.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
35-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Now whistles on a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. One final try now for Manning. And his throw is incomplete. So halftime here in Oakland with the Legends on top. Let's get you over to Scott Hansen quickly with our halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks so much. As you said, the Legends have the halftime lead. Maybe not by as much as some would have thought, though. You wonder if Coach Madden might have a few things to say during the break. As we look at the highlights and the stats, want to remind you that coming up after the game, stick around for the presentation of the turducken to our winners. That might motivate a few folks for the second half. Speaking of which, the third quarter about to kick off, so let's send it back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Scott, thank you. The team's back out onto the fabled turf here in Oakland as we get set to begin quarter number 3. So it's the Legends with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is back underway. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys are lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a 13-yard pickup as the downs reset.
Usually the big fella's a blocker, a lead back, but he gets the ball on first down. What a surprise for everyone. And as a former safety, if he breaks into the secondary and you see him coming, you just know that's a whole lot of man you've got to deal with now.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. To throw, it's Manning. And that will be incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for the fourth time tonight. And that will skip out of bounds right at about the 18-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Allen to throw it. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Allen. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
The touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Now here's Michael Dixon, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Here's Hester. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Throwing now is Manning. That would complete down the field to Gonzalez. And all the way in for the touchdown. Tony Gonzalez, 48 yards. As his guys are able to extend their lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Here's Pat Summerall for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. After the touchdown, here's Summerall to send this one away. Oh, what a move. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Another carry here for the fullback, Juszczyk. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
And that was a good collision right there. And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play on who you think's going to get the ball and where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it. And on that play he did. So you got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be strong.
And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. So instead of fourth down, first down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on because third down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
Right back to use check again. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
That guy's going to want the football a whole lot more. I'd hate to be the offensive coordinator now because all he's going to say is, how come I'm not touching him more? Did you see me out there moving around, wiggling, and making it happen? Give me the ball, coach.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, it's not time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for first.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Allen. And that is incomplete.
Intended for George Kittle.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Allen will look to throw for it on fourth. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Allen. Quick slant caught by Chase. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
Here's Allen. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw, and they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
Allen going to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it. And he is in. Touchdown, Superstars. Josh Allen, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And his guys have made this a 1-score game now.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
The offense will line up.
Allen will try to throw for it. And this one is caught. So they come up with a 2-point conversion, and that makes this a 1-point game now.
24. Visitors 21.
Well, I guess the coach looked at the two-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a three-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a two-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And they'll run with LT to begin the drive. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Another carry here for the fullback all-star. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Manning gonna throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down.
Complete to Tony Gonzalez. 1st and 10 at the 41.
The tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Play action, Manning. Swinging this ball out here to Tomlinson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
That's another first down. 1st and 10.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield, instead checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case, though, he foiled that in a big way and turned it into a big play.
Manning. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing is Manning. Fitzgerald on the slant. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to
that is caught. Touchdown, Legends. Jerry Rice with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Summerall now for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Makes the score
So this drive spans 7 plays.
21.
After the touchdown, here's Summerall to send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he's going to be out of bounds across the 50. Great return.
It's the third quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard, and while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Again to Barkley out of the gun. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Call it a full 3 yards in there. Second down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Allen now looks to throw. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. That'll give him 8 that time. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw, it's Allen. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Give to the fullback on the dive. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
At the 32-yard line.
To the air, Allen. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So give them 3 on that drive. You know, normally you'd say, we'll take it, but the way points have been flying around, it feels like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you just have to wonder, are field goals going to be enough? Because as you pointed out, the way touchdowns have been scored, does kicking a field goal actually put you at a disadvantage the rest of the way?
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. A give to LaDainian up the gut. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
A gain of 9 yards. That's good for a first down. First and 10.
1 quarter to play. It's football once again here in the East Bay. The fans love it. And we're back after this. This is a special presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the fourth. Now Manning. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. The defense, they brought the house. That O-line, they were overwhelmed.
To put it mildly, because they didn't have enough bodies to block all the guys that came at them. Their best move, how they would have been better served, just turn around and yell, "Look out!" because here they come.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. On the carry is All-Star. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively, kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
You say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you. And a lot of guys are wondering whether they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive took a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settled things down a little bit.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 9. Here's Manning to throw. It'll be caught by Rice. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
A pickup of 5 that time and a first down. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front, and it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 21-yard line.
From the 21, here's 2nd down and 3. Now Manning. He finds his man, complete. It's Gonzalez. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge, maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out, you can run wide receiver routes with him, you can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense. Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. Manning to throw once more.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Now this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. To throw, it's Manning. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive, stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
So after the made field goal, Pat Summerall back out to send it away. Well, now how about this return? And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Looking to put a drive together. Allen. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Now you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Here's Allen to throw it. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Now Allen. And that will be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The fourth down pass play doesn't work out. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. So they really needed points here in a two-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Now Manning. A quick throw there is incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll go up to gut with Tomlinson. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. Manning now to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Looking to put a drive together. Tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, and you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. From the gun, it's Allen. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
This one goes out wide for Barkley. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a 1-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 5. Throwing now is Allen. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him. One of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 18 yards the gain for number 18. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Allen. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 more yards there and another first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Allen going to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground, because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
Now Allen. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. A big play here. 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. Allen. And he is into the end zone for a Superstars touchdown. Josh Allen taking it in from 7 yards away. And his guys are able to make this a close game again. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast, we're able to be seeing in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Visitors 31.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this third down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the first down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
Now Manning. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
Here's Andy Lee now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. So a change of possession here on the punt. Josh Allen in the offense now. Down 34-31. A minute 44 to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Allen. Short throw caught by Bowers.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Second and 6 at the 41-yard line.
Second and 6 coming up. Throwing, Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
I don't know if you need the big shot right there or not, because you've still got time to work some of the shorter stuff and try to get into field goal range. They did go for the big one there. It would have been nice, but it winds up incomplete.
Here's Allen. Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. Now Allen. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Intended for George Kittle. Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
The clock stopped. 50 seconds to play. 2nd and 10. To throw is Allen. Complete. Jefferson the target. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Allen. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8.
Brandon's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Allen. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. So a big one coming here for Brandon Aubrey. Now the Legends going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll start things out at the 25.
At their own 35-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. Back to throw, Manning. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Jerry Rice. Incomplete. Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here comes 2nd down. Manning to throw. Swinging this ball out here to Tomlinson. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Well, 4 quarters couldn't decide things, so it's on to overtime here as the kick is away. Fighting through the tackle at the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. The home side once again ready to take over offensively.
40-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. Throwing now is Manning. And he checks this one down to LT out of the backfield.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Opening drive of overtime. Both teams will get a possession, barring a defensive score. Here's second down. Now Manning. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Rice. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. To throw, it's Manning. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Give him 30 yards there.
Another first down. First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Coaches love the rack run after catch, especially here in overtime. Took the short pass, turned it into a big play.
And that's what coaches talk about when they talk to their teams about what overtime means. How many big plays have to be made in order to win a ball game, and which play will be the big play. Short pass turned into a long run. Maybe that's the play that they needed to spring a victory. I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. Manning. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
In need of a 3rd and 10 conversion to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Throwing is Manning. Throw right side, going to be complete to Moss. And he'll be brought down shy of the first down marker at the 11. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. And his kick is good. And they have regained the lead. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up, because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
So only a field goal on that opening drive of overtime. Will that hold up? We'll find out as the kick's away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The NFL Superstars ready to take over once more. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. First throw of overtime for Allen. Connects with Kittle underneath. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
Junior Seau, the Hall of Famer, there on the tackle. So a little chunk there on first as they try to chip away down 3 in overtime.
I like your description. Chip away, down 3. You don't have to get it all in one big play, although obviously that would be nice. But there's no need to have that type of risk associated with it. Run your offense, get first downs, get yourself in a position where you know you're going to at least get 3 and keep this game going. If you get 6, so much the better.
2 yards on the pickup there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. A little dinking and dunking that they're doing. At some point, is it appropriate to maybe take a shot?
It is if you feel good about it. But otherwise, you do what a coach told me a long time ago. Take what they give you, but make them tackle. In other words, get it to one of your guys in space. If he makes someone miss, that could turn into the big play you're looking for.
And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
So they're going for it, and here's Allen. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. So it's a win here in Oakland for the Legends. And after a great night of football, time for the best of traditions. Sure, it's great to lift the Lombardi Trophy, but a close second might be lifting that turducken and taking a big bite after a hard-fought victory. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. As expected, a win for the Legends as we say so long from Oakland.